let's talk about our chapter 4 project. We're going to do it through our Stack Crunch. Again, it's going to be way too long to try to put 1,000 numbers into your L1 and your L2. I don't even know if your calculator will store that many. Right. So we'll start off with, this is an essay question. We're going to do a scatter plot, and then they actually tell you how to do it. So you'll go to graph and then scatter plot. You're going to choose your variables, which are number of vehicles sold and annual sales, and then compute. And when you do that, you're going to get a scatter plot, and you're going to describe the relationship. Again, with this one, don't do anything too long. They already tell you how to do it on there, so I'm not going to rewrite it down. But for number 1, open-ended question, you're just going to write words like, you're going to say, is it linear? Is it positive? Or negative? Or no relation at all? So you're going to just look at the scatter plot to see if it kind of goes up and to the right, it's positive. If it goes down and to the right, it's going to be negative. If everything's kind of scattered and there's really no pattern to it, you'll say there's no relation. You also want to say if it's linear or not. And then if it is linear, you'll say if it's strong or weak. So are the points really, really in a line, like pretty closely, or are they kind of scattered a little bit where you can kind of see where the line would go through, but it's really not that obvious? So how closely clustered are they? So just answer those types of questions. If it's linear, if it's strong linear or a weak linear, and then if it's positive or negative, or if there's no correlation between the two. Okay, so this one is going to be similar. We're going to do so this one I think they've got. They say to construct a simple linear regression model, but we're not going to do that on this one. So for number 2, all they want you to do is look at the scatter plot and talk about what the relationship is going to be. So for this one, you'll also do a scatter plot, and you'll say what type of relation. So number 2, you're using 2 different ones, right? So in this case, you're looking at median salary and annual sales. But you're still going to do a scatter plot, and you're going to talk about what type of relationship it would be based on the scatter plot. So number 2 should be the same as number 1 when you write it out. The only difference is you're looking at different sets of variables for your x's and your y's. So again, we're just looking at the scatter plot to see if there is a relationship, what type of relationship. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it linear? Is it strong or is it weak? And then this one's going to be similar, but now we've got median salary and annual sales. And so this one's just going to be multiple choice. So you'll do the same thing you did for numbers 1 and 2. But in this case, you don't have to use your own words. You'll just click multiple choice. So number 2 and 3, you'll do the same as number 1. Just look at the relationship between the 2. Back here. Number 2. Median salary, annual sales. So this is I may get rid of this one. As long as nobody started it, I'll be able to get rid of it. So when you do number 2, it'll just say, I removed it, so just click next. That way you don't have to answer the same question twice. So, because technically number 3 is the same exact thing, but now it's just a multiple choice rather than an essay. So I got rid of number 2, so you could just do the multiple choice part and not have to actually type it out. Sorry about that. Okay, and then they ask, for this one, based on your answer to number 3, is a simple linear regression appropriate? Why or why not? So number 4, is linear regression appropriate? That's going to be just based on what your scatter plot looks like. So if your scatter plot is approximately linear, you can use linear regression. So if it's not, if you've got no relationship at all, everything's scattered, you can't really use linear regression. So that's basically what they're asking you for this one. So you'll say, yes, it's appropriate because our scatter plot shows that it's approximately linear, or you'll say, no, it's not appropriate because our scatter plot shows that it's not linear. So that's how you'll answer it. Again, one sentence. That's all you need to write for that one. But just be sure you include the why or why not. Just don't say yes or no. All right, and then here they ask you for the correlation coefficient between the median salary and annual sales. So this one we actually have to calculate what that number is. So we'll have to do that one through StatCrunch, and they don't have the instructions here. So this is number 5. Median salary. So at number 5, you're going to go up to stat, and then summary stats, and then you'll go down to correlation, not covariance. We haven't talked about that. We'll go down to correlation. Here, summary stats, correlation. All right, and then for your columns, you're going to select the 2 columns that they want you to do. So columns, it was annual sales and median salary, I think. Annual salary, annual sales. And then you'll just hit compute. Let me do something else. So I'll just pick 2 different columns so just so we don't get the same answer. And then you get your correlation right here. Just pop up in that screen, and then that's the number that you'll type in. We want to round it to 2 decimal places. It's 0.02. That's not going to be the right answer because I didn't use the right columns. Okay, and then they give you the correlation coefficient for this one. They say there's a linear linear relationship. You're going to interpret the correlation coefficient. So for number 6, the closer R is to 1, the stronger the positive relationship. And then the closer R is to -1, the stronger the negative relationship. And then lastly, the closer R is to 0, a linear relationship. So for mine, when I got back a negative 0.02, that's pretty close to being 0. So I would say for mine, based on my R that I got when I did two completely different things, I would say it's close to 0. There's not really a linear relationship, and it's going to be slightly negative, but really not all that much negative because it's only negative 0.02. So mine would be technically a negative relationship, but really not a linear one at all because mine is so close to 0.